Hey, what's going on, everyone? Jarrell Solis with Confidence Pest Control. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. All the engagement that I've gotten this past week alone has been really, really exciting. I've spoken with a few other owners and soon to be owners, friends of mine, other pest control owners. It's just been a really fun, engaging week. And so that was really a big highlight for me. I would say, I wouldn't say the highlight, but it was a big highlight being able to connect with all the other owners. So for everyone who watches, and especially that takes the time to reach out, that means the world to me. From the bottom of my heart, it really does. So thank you all for hitting that play button, and especially thank you to those who comment, like, share, subscribe, and then those who reach out. That's even better because I love being able to talk shop more than just on the video. I'd love to have somebody to talk shop right back. So um, thank you all. That being said, again, I've talked to a few guys. We do have some big things coming up. People on the show or on the channel with me. We're going to be able to talk about a few different things, from sales to service to business and growing. I mean, just all that. Just getting different point of views from other people. So I'm really excited about all that. That'll be here in the near future. But as for right now, it's just me talking to you guys, sharing the little bit of knowledge that I have with you, hoping that you can take that and use it in your business. And you find value in what I'm saying. Again, use it in your business, and it can help you grow. I say it in most of the videos that I make. I want to be the eyes around the corner for all you guys. And so, again, it's just me talking to you guys today. With that being said, I am going to, before I jump into all the other stuff I want to talk about, just in the video wise, I'm going to give you all a weekly update on how everything is going for me with the course that I'm taking, and how it's affecting my business. So this is kind of like week 3, something like that. It's not. I'm kind of lost. It's been really, really busy for the past few weeks, which is a good thing. Good busy, but it has been busy. But I've been making sales. That's a big deal, especially for this time of year. January, February are really those off-season months and that are slow in pest control. Especially where we're at right now when it's cold, people aren't seeing bugs. They can handle seeing just a few, but so for this time of year to have the amount of sales, and again, that's not like it's dozens and dozens, but overall, I think I have had, this week alone, I did 4 initials on Monday. Um, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 sales this week, or initial services that I did that I sold and service, and then again I made a sale this morning, again yesterday as well, for first day next week. So I made more sales, and it's just rolling in again slowly. I say rolling in. I very slowly rolling in is what I mean whenever I say that. But it is working, and what's fantastic about it is all the work that I've been doing to put in is just sweat. It's just time, and it's free. That's the biggest thing. Those Facebook group posts are right now. That is my bread and butter, and I'm going to continue to milk that until I can no longer get anything out of that. But I think if I wait for that to be the case, I think that'll never happen because I get engagement with every post that I make in these groups. And I even joined a couple of new groups over the past few days, and I posted my week 1 post into that group, even though I'm kind of on like my week 3 or week 4 post on the other groups. I did that week 1 post, and it got the attention of somebody who reached out. I made a sale from it. So it's working. I'm loving that. I think that's really, really phenomenal. It's just killing it. So I'm going to continue to just post in groups and stick with my free side stuff again before I start moving to any paid side advertising or any advertising on the paid side or any type of marketing and advertising on the paid side. I'm doing everything for free right now. I'm getting some great results. So again, I'm going to milk that cow for as long as I can. Again, I got some new sales this week. Joined some new groups. I am excited about this coming up weeks. The Zoom with the course. Um, so there's a guy named Danny Lee Brandt. He runs the Local Marketeer, I believe, is his pest podcast or is his podcast. He just switched it up. He niches down or niches down to pest control. I always say niche, but everyone says niche. But he has you can find him on any wherever you listen to your podcast. But as the Local Marketer, I believe, is what it's called. And Danny Lee Brand is his name. Younger guy, but man, he knows his stuff. Really, really, really smart guy. Great podcast. I've actually spoken with him on the phone for a little bit, and great information. He's actually going to be coming on the Zoom call this coming week, and his specialty is again local marketing SEO. I talk about that in a lot of the videos. Hopefully, most of you guys understand. If any of you don't, man, you don't even have to just comment. Just reach out to me. Email me. It's jarrell.solis@confidencepest.com. But if you don't understand what SEO is, email me and I can break that down a little bit more as well for you. But this week he's coming in, and so we get to do a deep dive on the SEO side. And when I say the deep dive, I mean it's like, okay, what keywords are being, what are the top keywords right now for the things that I want to be found on Google? Exterminator, scorpions, mosquitoes, things like that. And it changes throughout the year. And so Danny's going to kind of give us that breakdown on how to find out what keywords are being, are being used, how to use those and optimize those in your website again. And that's for free again, whether if it's for you and you're the one managing it, it can be for free. Or if you have an SEO company who manages it for you, now you'll understand a little bit more on what they're doing and how they're doing it. And it's funny, I spoke with a friend earlier this week, and I was telling him about how terrible of a student I was growing up in middle school and high school, and I just didn't care. School was never my thing. But now, as an adult and as an entrepreneur, I love learning. And so I'm really excited for this part of the class because, again, it does a deep dive on how to figure out what those keywords are, how to use that to your advantage, and optimize with those keywords as well in your website because you can update that throughout the year. And then again, with the new things coming out with AI and ChatGPT, how to optimize yourself so that you're popping up on those AI platforms as well. So I know it sounds like a lot, and even for me, it is. It can be intimidating, but I'm really excited. It's going to be a super, super fun class this coming week. I'm truly excited for it because, again, these are all people that I listen to religiously. Every single week that a podcast comes out, I listen to it that day, and I might even listen to it twice that day just because I'm always trying to absorb all that knowledge. Again, it's funny, I didn't terrible student, but as an adult and as an entrepreneur, I guarantee you that I probably listen, read, and absorb more knowledge than probably most people that I graduated high school with. Because I can't get enough. I just love knowledge, and that's kind of a good transition point into what I'm going to be talking about today, and that is personal development. And I know I spoke in the last video that I was going to be starting to work on the series, and I want to show a little bit more service related stuff. I'm working on that, so just bear with me. But when it's just me, myself, like this doing it and having to set up the tripod and try to get good videos of me de-webbing, of me spraying, of me doing all those things, it can be done. But again, it's a little bit of time consuming. It takes, it's just a lot, and so those service videos, I promise you guys, will come. But um, this one kind of hit me this week because I was listening to a podcast and it was talking about books and podcasts and personal development and growth and things like that, and about how some people just don't want it, and they're not in that phase of their life. And for me, because I am in that phase, and I often forget that not everyone's like me, and that not everyone is in that or that personal development and that personal growth phase of their life, and that's fine. That is completely fine. But they go into it, and maybe they start a business. Maybe they're a little bit younger. They start a business, and not to say that you're young and naive, just that more often and more times than not is, with youth or with age comes wisdom. So when you're younger, you just don't know. You're a little bit more naive, and you think you're 10 feet tall and bulletproof. I can speak for I'm a Marine, so I always thought that I was just God's gift to Earth. But as I grew older and as I matured, I realized that's just not the case at all. But I digress. But like I was saying, so personal development, it's a really, really big deal. But not everybody's on that. A lot of people, and maybe even some of you guys are on that same train, that same mindset that it's like, hey, I can grow this business on my own. I don't need somebody to come help me grow my business. I can do it on my own. All it takes is hard work. If I want to grow even more, all I got to do is do more hard work. Oh, and if I want to get it bigger, all it takes for me is more hard work. And you're going to just work yourself. You're going to burn yourself out. It's just killer. And that's a great work ethic attitude to have. You want to be a hard worker. But one of the things I also read this week about entrepreneurs, and not everybody's meant to be one, but entrepreneur, your number one job as an entrepreneur is to create more jobs. And personal development is that's the key, because your business is only going to go as far as you go personal, and as you personally go, development wise, growth wise. As you grow, your business grows. But oftentimes most businesses owners don't want to admit it or don't even realize that they are the bottleneck, meaning that they're the reason that their business is not growing. And we all want it to grow, but when you step back and you realize that it's not growing, it's because of you, the business owner, getting in your own way. And so as you start reading and as you do more, and personal development is doing what we're doing right now, watching videos, learning things like that, and because that gets your mindset to change. And that's what it's all about, because you need to be able to grow as the entrepreneur, as the business owner, and you need to be able to create jobs, because we want people that are better than us and every facet doing that role. You know, I had a conversation with my buddy this week who said he wanted some more service related content, and and I thought about it for a moment, and while we were talking, and I said, dude, I'm just not that guy. I'm not the bug guy. I don't ever want, there's some of you might even be that guy. But I see it on Facebook all the time. There's, if your name is Dan and you're in pest control, you're probably Dan the bug man, right? Um, or Stan the bug man. It's just going to be that, and that's great. You want to associate it with yourself, with your name. But that's just not me. I'm not a bug guy. My I've got my certified applicator's license. I know how to treat a lot of pests, most pests. I know how to properly treat most pests, I should say. Um, but as far as identifying it, I know that it's a bug. I don't know its habitat. I don't know what kind of proteins it likes to eat. I don't know if it likes, I just that's not me. I don't know I'm not an entomologist. I'm not fascinated with bugs. That's not my area, right? And then the service side, that's not. And don't take that as I don't provide a great service. I provide an excellent service, but my service, I'm not the guy that's going to tell you the mixing ratio and how much just how to mix your product, or um, what products to use, what products to rotate. That's just, again, that's not who I am. Whenever I get products, I go on to Do Your Own Pest Control. I figure out the mixing ratios, and that's what I do. I read the label. I just got to read the label. And whenever I go buy new product from my man Butch, he gives me all the information of the product. He tells me the mixing rate. I know how to mix it. I'm good to go. That's how I go about doing it. Not telling you to be like me. I'm just letting you know that I'm not that service guy, and I'm not that bug guy. I can show you how to do a great service. If you have specific pests, I can show you how to get rid of those pests, but I can't tell you why they're choosing those baits, things like that. That's, again, it's not me. What I love about the industry is the people. I get to go, and it's, even though it is monotonous as far as every day we go to a home, knock on the door, de-web, spray, granulate, do it, even though the monotony of that type of schedule can get boring, but every home is different. So even though it's very, you're going to do the same steps, every home is going to be different. And so I like solving those issues. I really like that part, solving issues. But more than any of all that, I love connecting with people. That is 1,000% what I love to do, is just connect with people. And so that's why, for me and for this business and for the channel, that's what I talk about. Um, Growing the business, working on the business versus working in the business. And so that personal development, all that stuff goes into growing and growing in yourself, and just by default your business as well, because the better you can communicate with people, the better you will communicate with people, and you're going to be able to sell better. You're the better salesman you're going to be. I mean, just so many things factor into it, and it's all, and the one thing that you realize, and that the people that have truly have some really great success, um, the one thing that you'll see that's different from them compared to everyone else that hasn't, and never will get to that success, is their mindset. And again, it always sounds like mumbo jumbo. It sounds like, oh, here we go, gonna try and not do. It's just the truth of the matter. Your mindset is everything. So personal growth helps you change, and it works on that. It helps you change your mindset and your outlook on everything. So I can't stress that enough. I recommend you learn every opportunity you get. Just continue to learn, to grow, because that's what's going to help you and your business in the long run. With that all being said, I'm going to talk about a couple of books that I think you can use. These are specifically for pest control and specifically for door-to-door sales. Um, they're both two of them are they're from the same author. Um, really great books, great information, and again, it's not just, even though it's again targeted towards door-to-door sales and in particular pest control, you can take all the stuff that you learn and apply it to your everyday life, and you'll see, I can see in my life the differences that it makes, just everyday life for me, with the way that I can connect with others, the way that I communicate with others. All that comes from the books that I read and learning how to do that. And so the first book is Door to Door Millionaire by Lenny Gray. This book goes into strategies on how to approach the door to door scene. Um, it goes into, here, let me, give me 1 second. I can give you some more notes. Um, Specific techniques for door to door. Like having a limited time offer, a Black Friday deal. That's a quick gold nugget that you can take. That if it's really great. So when you're going to door, and you have to have this, he goes into the mindset of everything, but you want to have a Black Friday deal, and he breaks it down why Black Friday is so successful right after Thanksgiving, because the Black Friday deal, people used to go crazy to get a 75-inch TV for $199. Nowadays, everybody has these TVs, but regardless, those Black Friday deals, that's the concept of what he talks about. Not the whole book, but of one of the strategies he uses in door-to-door sales. You want to approach a customer, say, "Hey, Mrs. Smith, my name is Jarrell Solis. I actually service your neighbor, the Anderson family, and I wanted to let you know about this amazing deal that we've got going on. And we only have a few more offers, or we only have a few more spots, something like that." And again, he breaks it down. He breaks it down word for word of what you can use. But that's the concept. We only have a few more stops, and we'd like to see if you'd like that opportunity to become a customer. But when it's a limited time deal, and it's a really great offer, and so that's what you hook the customer with that. He goes into how to walk away, how to make sure that um, just how to know when to walk away from sales. Just, I mean, so much. There's so much that it can go into, but that's just a little piece of one. The Black Friday deal, having a sales, having physical, physical things to show customers is always a plus. But having like a physical price sheet to show them, hey, listen, usually our quarterly programs they start at $40 a month with a $250 initial service. But because we're in the neighborhood, we can knock that initial service down, and you can see it, and you can tell them, hey, it's $250, make it look professional. And then you can say, but we're offering it today for only $99 if you're willing to sign up right now. And again, he breaks it down on how to set those how to light the fire under those customers. And so again, Black Friday deals, things like that. It's a really phenomenal book. There's just so much. I mean, I could go into it, and I could stay here all night just telling you the kind of information and gold that's in that book. But the best thing for you to do is go buy it. I don't get any kickback for it, but I highly recommend it for everybody who's in pest control, specifically business owners, and specifically business owners trying to grow with door to door. And if you can't afford a door to door team, you go do it yourself. This book is one of the few playbooks, or one of the many playbooks, I'm sure, but one of the few playbooks that I know of and can give you, that can really work well. Um, and then the next book I want to talk about real quick is called More Door to Door Millionaire by Lenny Gray. So yeah, same author. This one has a few more techniques in there, and it gives you the most common objections and then he also gives you he also gives you his best ways to overcome those common objections. My spouse wants to talk about it. I want to think about it. Can I have a business card? Can I call you later? Just all those things that you're going to come across on the doors. He gives you the tool on how to combat that, on how to answer that, how to respond to the customer. That one is a little bit more detailed, broken down. So it's another great book. Let me see. It gives you strategies for door knocking, such as knocking on the back of the neighborhood versus the entrance. I mean, and he goes into why. He talks about how he likes to go on the outer loop of the customers or of the neighborhood. Again, he tells you why. Gives you a bunch of scenarios that he's gone through personally because he's the guy for pest control door-to-door sales. But he tells you a bunch of scenarios that he's gone through personally, how he handled it, how he overcame that, and it's just, again, it's gold. Read it, listen to it, then do it again, because you're not gonna be able to take it all in on that first read or first listen, but you're gonna take some of it, do it again, take some more. If you're in door-to-door season, if it's the springtime when you watch this, the spring or summertime when you're watching this, download both of those books, listen to them religiously, and especially during the door-to-door season, because like I said in one of the other videos, the things that I learn, I implement immediately. You don't want to just learn it. Okay, let's figure out how to do this. How do I start doing this? And then start trying to figure out a way to implement it. And with systems and things that come to your service and work wise, yes, you want to be careful about it. I'm talking about communication wise and how sales, how to implement those things that I'm taking away, that I'm learning: eye contact, body position, tonality, vocal, what, intonation, something like that. You want to focus on all those things, and as I learn them, I implement them right away. So do the same thing while you're selling, while it's door-to-door season. Listen to these books, and you're going to take away something new every single time and go use that with your next customer, with your very next customer. Earlier today, just a little while before I decided to make this video for y'all, I had posted in a new group. I got a message, and I talk about not wanting to give price over the through message about how to build value. But it's Saturday. Some customers don't want to talk right now, and you have to read the room, understand your environment, understand the setting. It's a Saturday evening. Does somebody really feel like talking to a pest control owner about getting pest control for next week? I really doubt it. But I bet they'd be willing to text, especially whenever that person was the one to reach out to you. So I actually responded really well. I created a great message. I wanted to try something new, and I always try something new. I built the value in the message. I sent it, and I made the sale over messaging. It was awesome. But again, I implement new things every time I deal with customers and potential customers. I implement something new. And if it worked, I use that, and then the next time, if it doesn't work, I'll change something up about that and use it again. And it's very scientific almost. You have to be willing to try so many new things. But again, when you start reading the personal development and personal growth books and listening to all that, they go into all that. They talk about just how to do these things and how to grow as a person. It really does change your life. Um, another one of that, and more door to door. He talks about, and again, over all the many years that he's done it, he's come across, I mean, hundreds of thousands of people, I'm sure, or I mean, thousands and thousands, tens of thousands, let's say that. But he kind of groups it into the categories that he's, over all the years that he's come up with. from men and women, old and young, and blue collar and white collar type people. He talks and one and so he breaks it down into those six categories. I believe it's those six, and then he goes into detail about how to specifically talk to each one of those people in those categories. So if it's a female, a woman, he tells you how to talk to that. If it is a man, he's going to tell you how to talk to him. If it's a young man, he's going to tell you how to talk to him. Old man, or if it's a white collar, blue collar, you have to. There's different things that you learn out there in the field, but again, he teaches you what to look for and how to use those tools to your advantage. So great book. If you want to do any door-to-door selling, which I always recommend, and I say that because again, the benefit of door-to-door selling is, one, you can grow fast. Two, you can grow densely. You can have a bunch of customers on that same street because you're just going door to door. So you can have dense routes, which is awesome. Hey, you're not spending a lot of money on drive time or gas or anything like that. So that makes it very profitable whenever you have those close neighbors and you're door to door like that. So it's a way to grow fast, way to grow deep, and it is absolutely free. All it is sweat equity. All it takes is some time for you to go out there, hit the doors, get out of your comfort zone. You're going to push yourself. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be nervous. Man up and do it. Just go do it. But door to door is great. So if you are going to be doing door to door, I highly recommend you read Door to Door Millionaire. And then the moment that you finish it, read it again. And then after you finish it the second time, download more Door to Door Millionaire and then read that book or listen to that book multiple times. Because again, you're going to take away a lot of great and a lot of golden information. So you want to be able to use all that um, immediately, but it's way too much to implement every single thing that he teaches you. So listen to it in January, implement a few things, listen to it again in February, implement a few new things, and I promise you, you could listen to it year round and implement something new, and it would be effective. That's how great these books are. Um, I guess that is probably it for right now. I've gone a little over. I wanted to keep it under about 25 minutes. I've gone a little bit more, but hopefully you're finding some value in this video. Another great one that I recommend you read is The Entrepreneurial Leap by Gino Wickman. He has some really fantastic books. And those of you who are about to get into the pest control business, about to start your business or lawn care business, any type of business whatsoever, I highly recommend you read The Entrepreneurial Leap. Again, that's by Gino Wickman, and it talks about getting ready to take that step into entrepreneurship. It's a really fantastic book. He also wrote another great book called Traction. That's really how to grow your business. And in between those books, there's a book called Clockwork by Mike Michalowicz. I'm reading that one right now for the sixth or seventh time. And that's a phenomenal book. And that one goes over how to systematize your business so that it can grow even whenever you're not around, and especially when you're not around. And again, and it all ties down into personal growth. As you grow and you start to realize the things that you want in life, how to get to those things in life, these you start coming across books that are going to help you in your entrepreneurship and your business on and everything. It all ties into it. I mean, it really all does. And so you want to get to a point of financial freedom, and somewhere in your life, personal development, you realize that's where you want to get. Well, then these books show you how to systematize your business so that you can make it to that level of personal achievement and success that you want. But again, that's another great book. I highly recommend you read those three in that order: Entrepreneurial Leap, Clockwork, and then Traction. Three phenomenal books. But the one book that I will tell you to read right now, I recommended this book to my buddy the other day, and as I was doing it, it just really hit me on how great that book is, and it's called Rocket Fuel. It's by the same guy, Gino Wickman. And real quick, he is the founder of the EOS system. It's the Entrepreneurial Operating System. It's worldwide. I mean, it's famous worldwide. And as you get further into your journey, you start keeping up with a little more stuff like that, you'll figure that out. But I didn't know anything until I read the stuff too. So, but again, EOS system, people all over the world rave about that operating system on how he does that. He has some books that go into it, but that book, so he's the man. So Gino Wickman is the man, right? Well, Rocket Fuel specifically, that book talks about you as the entrepreneur, as the business owner, um, and kind of, and that's the role that most of us are filling, where it's called the visionary. And that book talks about the visionary and two roles: the visionary and the integrator, and how, and again, he breaks it down how you always have your front man and then you have your kind of man behind the curtain. And again, that's your front man is the me's of the world, the ones who like to be out in front, your visionaries, who it's our vision for the business. We started the business, and we had a dream, and so now we want it to come to fruition, but we're all over the place, very scattermind. I know I am, and so it's, hey, we're distracted by the shiny things, but at the same time, again, we want to grow our business. Then you have the integrators, the guys who want that same thing. We want to grow the business, but they're a little laid back. They couldn't care less about being on screen, about being in front of the media. Walt Disney. Everybody knows about Walt Disney. Well, not many people know about his brother Roy Disney, who without Roy, there would absolutely be no Disney as we know it. I mean, because Roy handled everything. He handled Walt's vision and he made it happen. Um, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak for Apple. Everybody knows about Steve Jobs, but Steve Wozniak was his partner, his man behind the curtain who made Apple what it is. Him and Steve Jobs. They took Jobs' vision and Wozniak's uh, ability to really just make it happen, and that's where you got it. You go in time. I mean, you start doing some research and you start reading about it, and the great companies, a lot of great companies have that visionary and that integrator. And Rocket Fuel really puts it in perspective as business owners. Just it just really puts it into perspective for you, and the benefit of having that integrator for you. But regardless, that's another really fantastic book that I highly recommend you read. It'll give you a whole different outlook on your business, on you and your life, everything like that. But as for now, it's been almost 40 minutes of me talking to the camera. Again, that's why I need to have somebody over here so that I can talk. If any of you guys that watch the video ever feel like getting on a Zoom call and let me record it and then posting it on the channel for others to see, comment below. Let me know. Shoot me an email. I would love to connect with every single one of you. I would love to connect with as many of you as I can, and to make as many of these YouTube videos as I can. I want to hear what I want to make videos about, what you want to hear about. So do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that comment button, and type in whatever it is that you want to hear about, and then post. And if you haven't already, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you can be notified anytime I make any new videos, so that we can continue to grow this video, or this channel, I'm sorry, and we can all grow together. But until then, you guys, please, please, please feel free to reach out to me. I love connecting with everyone who watches and everyone that I can. So please feel free to reach out. Keep growing those pest control businesses. Keep grinding. And as always, you guys, stay confident. Take care.